Okay, so after we connect, if we are successfully connected, then we want to log in. So when we log in, we want to log in as a user and password. So in this case, I'm going to use guess. Okay, so here this is going to be our login. This is our password. Okay, so what we want to do is to replicate what we've done here. So this telnet is basically the same as creating our client socket. Okay, and then once we do that, what we want to do is we want to log in. So what we want to do is we want to issue a command such as login guess to the server. Okay, and then in response we're going to expect to have either okay login, or if we log in as invalid user, we're going to say error and then login. So login is actually the command they're trying to execute. So let's issue this login command. Okay, so the command that we want to send to the server is going to be login, and then followed by the actual login, and then password, and then finally a new line to separate that command. And what we want to do is we're going to send this command to the server. So that means we have to use the server out right. Okay, and then this one needs some exception handling. So once we write out the login, we also need to read the response. All right, but for now, let's test to see if we actually send the data to the server and see if the server receives that data. Okay, so let me clear out the server output. And then if we run this server, right, here it says user login successfully, guess, right? So that means this login was successful. And what we want to do is, so let's try this. Right, so let's say we log in with a bad password and see what happens. Right, so let me clear this output. Let me run this again. And then here we don't really see any messages. That means we didn't log in successfully. Right, so let me make this more clear on the server. Okay, so on the server we have this handle login. Right, and in here, if we successfully log in, we're going to say okay login, but we didn't print out anything. Right, so here we basically okay, so that's what we want to do. So then now if we restart the server and then we restart the client, you will see here login failed for guess. Okay, so now let's go back to the client. So once we're successfully log in, we also want to read the next line. It should be either this error login or it says okay login, right? So let's read that. And in order to read that, we basically have to use the server in input stream. So to make it easier for us, we're gonna create a buffer reader, which we can use to read line by line. We're gonna create a buffer input stream as create a field called buffered in. And here in this login, we're gonna read a line from the server. Okay, and then let's print out what that response looks like. Okay, so now if I restart this, okay, so the response line is here, okay login. Okay, so let's make this, actually this should be print line, right? So make it more format friendly. Okay, so here, right, it's connect successful, and then the next line should be okay login. Okay, so now if our response is, right, we're going to return true, else we're going to return false. And then we're going to make this login return a boolean. Okay, so here now in my main, if I test for this login, so now let's restart it. Okay, so here it says login successful. So what happens when we use an incorrect password? So it says login fail. Okay, so let's go back to the successful case. So that's that. Okay, so that's basically covers connecting and also logging in. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is to create an API for detecting presence. So basically when a user comes online, all right, so if I log in as guest, and then here, since I'm the only user, I don't receive any notification that anybody's online. But once I log in as somebody else, or somebody else connects to the server, right, you're going to see that it's going to be showing this online guest. The reason why we have more than one guest is because we didn't properly log out. The server right now still thinks guest is connected because each of those connections didn't log out properly. And right now the server doesn't detect any network disconnects. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to restart the server to clean up everything. Right, and then, all right, so if I log in as Jim here, and when I log in as somebody else, right, each one of these users will get a message from the server that says who's online. So if you're Jim, you're going to see the guest is online. If you're a guest, you're going to see Jim is online. So you're going to see the other party online.